Hey Jackal, I made this video a while back and the idea was to outline the cube and have it look something like this. But in this case we have a bunch of lines that we don't want. And this was a comment that I just got and I'll show you how to fix this issue. So instead of this, we'll have something like this. Now let's get digital. So I'll make a new fusion composition, go to the media pool, right click, make a new fusion composition, put it onto a timeline, select it and go into the fusion page. Now the first result you get if you use the 3D composition, so shape 3D, change the shape to a cube, we need to render this out, connect it to the media out, in the render node, we'll select this to be hardware, we also have to spin this around a little bit, so transform and change the rotation like that. Now we can do this in two ways. We can enable the wireframe in the render node, or you can also enable it in the shape 3D node, and then all you have to do is change the subdivisions. Now you get the outlines of the cube, but you also have the diagonals, and these diagonals are the meshes of the cubes as they make triangles. Now to get rid of diagonals, you can't really do that with the shape. So I have a workaround if that is what you want. We'll still use the shape 3D node, so I'll make a new one. It will also be a cube. And that is it. But how we'll fix it is with the background node and the rectangle. In the rectangle, you want to set the width and the height to 1. You will want to uncheck the solid and adjust the border width. You will connect this to the background node. In the background node, you will be able to change the color, but this shape will not make a cube, as the resolution is not the same. So go to the image, uncheck the auto resolution, and type in two equal values. So I'll use 1080 by 1080. So now we have a square, and I'll simply connect this to the shape 3D node. And now we have a cube. In the rectangle, what you can also do is type in equals in the width or the height and connect the plus to the height or the width depending on which one you typed in. In my case, I've connected the width to the height, and now I can simply adjust the height. And this is what that gives me. Now let me go to the transform and position this around just a little bit. So you can get something like this if you change the width and the height of the rectangle. Now the result is not exactly the same as it was in this video. So what you could do is maybe copy this, merge the two background nodes together, make sure that this one is in the back. So the yellow input is the background, the green is the foreground. In the rectangle, we don't need any border, we want to make this a solid. And if I connect it to the shape 3D node, this is what we get. So now in the background node, this is our background. Let me scale this down a little bit and see if this changes anything. It does not. The lines at the back hide pretty fast, as you can see. So let's see if we can fix that somehow. Let's add a merge node 3D. Add a camera, and now we'll have to position the z-axis out. So this also makes no difference. Let's add some ambient light and connect it to the merge down here. And now change the color of this one. So this one too does not want to play around as we want it. Let's maybe spin it around. Now this is not what I expected. So this is an awesome side effect that I actually didn't intend on having. Now if you just have the outlines, it can look like this. You can also add a spotlight And let's just put it outside. Increase the drop off. Also increase the intensity so we can maybe see something. But we also have to enable the lighting so we see it. So let's drop the intensity to 1. So this light is too big, as you can see. Let's make it smaller. So like that. And if I disconnect it now, it can look something like this. Now in the Shape 3D node, if you go to the material, you can disable the two-sided. So you only get the light in the front. And let's see if this makes any difference. It does not at the moment. And let me spin it around a little bit. But this issue or feature still remains, so the lines disappear when you rotate the cube. So you can have this, and once everything is done, you can click on the render node and add some edge detect to get some funkiness going on. And you can have grayscale edges and change the color of them, or have the RGB edges. And I'll simply make a quick animation. Now this can look quite nice. The other way how you can also do this is, instead of using these shapes, is to use the 2D shapes, which you can find in the Effects, Tools and Shapes. In this case, I've used a rectangle, I've done an outline, and then I've rendered it out. And in the render node, you also have to set the width and the height to be the same. And then this is basically the same as this is. But what this allows you to do is that you can go to the outline and animate the length. So you can also have an animation like this one. You can then adjust the thickness and also adjust the starting position of the lines. And if you don't want to have any smudges in the beginning, simply choose this option to fix that. And these are the ways that I know how to do an outlined cube in DaVinci Resolve. And if you found this video helpful, you know what to do. I'm Simon, until next time jackals, keep it digital.